Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of your OGR, as today is Game 70 as the Edmonton Oilers went up against the Anaheim Ducks and pulled away with a big 6-1 victory as Brett Kulak and Tyson Barrie were playing amazing, and that hot bitch Leon Draisaitl scored his 50th goal of the season as he is now a two-time 50 goal scorer. Which is just absolutely amazing. Of course, Ovi has 8, and I think Draisaitl could catch up to him, quite honestly. Draisaitl just continues to be hot, and he finally got a big one. He was frustrated in this game. He definitely wanted that 50th goal, and he certainly got it. We're going to be getting to that goal little bit later on because it was a really nice play by Brett Kulak. So we got tons to talk about, but before we get into all that, I'd like to just say, if you are new to the channel, make sure to smash that subscribe button and hit that like button as well. So let's get into the very entertaining game, or at least it was for Oilers fans. I don't know if it was really that fun for Ducks fans, as they're, I think, right now on an 11-game losing streak, and they just looked like they really given up in Anaheim. So to be honest with you, like, this is a good game by the Edmonton Oilers, without a doubt, because we played 110% throughout the entire game, but we didn't have to deal with any, like, big pushback from the team, you know, like what we were dealing with the Blues, where they really suddenly started pushing back in the second period, and the same with the LA Kings. So it wasn't too much of a challenge for us, but the biggest thing is that we didn't really give up, you know? A lot of the times in these types of games where we start laying an ass whooping, we sometimes just end up like, all right, yeah, we could just, you know, walk it in the rest of the game. We're up 3-0. We can just, you know, hand our papers in and just walk in and just do nothing for the rest of the game. But no, the Oilers, honestly, we kept playing like the best throughout the entire game, and I think that's a big thing to note. And yeah, it was against not a very good team, but it's still a big thing to note because this is a team that seems to suddenly give up, and what we were talking about in the Blues and Kings game, where we just suddenly just give up and let the team walk right back on in, and we didn't do that in this game. So we're also going to be talking about Brett Kulak as well a little bit later on in the video. My boy Jay Fresh, make sure to go check him out. I paid for analytics for so long for that guy. He's absolutely amazing. He did a little bit of a video thing for Brett Kulak, where he analyzed Kulak's play for 2 minutes, showed all the clips throughout the Ducks game and all the good things that Kulak did. I will put that video down in the link in the description below. Go check it out. Kulak had an amazing game last night, so we're going to be getting into him a little bit later on as well. And of course, Leon scoring his 50th, of course. So let's get into the scoring here between the Oilers and Ducks, as we laid an ass whooping 6-1, and Tyson Barrie was the first one who scored a goal, and this pair, like I was saying, Kulak and Barrie were absolutely amazing throughout the entire night. You know, played pretty well defensively, but the most notable thing is that they did very well offensively, and that's a big thing we're going to note. Barrie made a beautiful exit pass over to McDavid. Of course, McDavid took it up, and instead of Tyson Barrie for a beautiful pass, and Barrie just up at the point just kind of pivoted and just take a look, and Puljujärvi and Kane was just sitting right in front of the net, and Barrie just put in a very nice shot right into the back of the net to get his 6th of the season, and it was a really nice shot. For the first time, he actually hit the net, ladies and gentlemen. But it was a nice goal by Tyson Barrie, and it started off us really good because we've been struggling with our zone exits. Of course, the Ducks really didn't challenge us very much. We were able to exit the zone so easily throughout the entire game, and that was a big thing. Like, we had so much puck possession in the offensive zone. It was absolutely unreal. Like, we would have it in the offensive zone for like 4 or 5 straight minutes, and they didn't even contest us sometimes. And of course, right after that, Connor McDavid scored his 40th goal of the season. The man is on an unreal pace right now, but he's going to have 120 points. And not a lot of people are talking about McDavid this year. A lot of people have been talking about Matthews. Understandably, Matthews has been having an unreal year. But McDavid as well. I mean, he's been stepping it up incredibly much. His defensive numbers have been going up. His offense has been going off the charts lately. I mean, McDavid is McDavid, and we're going to talk about him a lot more here in the next few games because he is really dashing for that heart right now, to be completely honest with you. You know, Shesterkin's been kind of falling off. It's really Matthews kind of taking that reign now, but honestly, with how well McDavid's been playing right now, and he's going to be on pace for 122 points, if he could put in a nice strong 12 games here, I think he could honestly steal that heart away, just because of the fact he's been doing so well, even by the goal by Jesse Puljujärvi, which we'll be getting into a little bit later on, and how McDavid actually caused that goal to happen, even though, yeah, he did set up a beautiful pass as well, but he got that play, he made a turnover happen for us to get a goal. So also McDavid got a goal on the power play. Really nice setup pass by Barrie. Easy face-off win as well. And then Nuge got his 9th goal of the season by a beautiful setup pass by Barry, who had all his points in the first period, and Nuge just sniped it right in the back of the net to get his 9th of the season. This was also a beautiful play by Kulak. I think this was the play. No. I'm thinking of the wrong play, but Kulak did have a touch in this one, and really nice pass as well. Moving into the second period, Jesse Puljujarvi got his 13th goal of the season, which is a very underrated guy by some fans. Some fans absolutely love this guy, and a lot of people are starting to recognize Puljujarvi a little bit more now, which is understandable. I mean, Puljujarvi is just amazing. The amount of touches this guy gets is incredible, but the amount of points he doesn't put up is, it is what it is. He's not a big finisher, and he was exactly that type of player in the league as well, where he touched the puck a crap ton, generated a lot of offense, played really well defensively, just wasn't able to put up the points, and that's what we've been seeing out of Puljujarvi. It was great to see him finally get a goal here for the Edmonton Oilers and put up his 13th goal of the season. Now, this was a play that was generated by McDavid. McDavid was hard on the forecheck. He got a handle of the puck, got it over to Kane. Kane kind of took it to the front of the net. McDavid set up a beautiful pass to Puljujarvi, and Puljujarvi just absolutely Gibson was down and out and just threw it right to the back of the net, going Bardowski, baby. And then that was really it for the second period. We were still dominating, just to let you guys know. The first and second period, we were just generating offense after offense after offense. In the third period, the Ducks finally get a goal with Zach Aston-Reese getting his 3rd goal of the season for the Ducks. Now, this was a play where Mike Smith gave up the juiciest fucking rebound in the world, and I still cannot believe we're playing Smith still. He has absolutely just been doggy doo-doo this year. And now he did make some pretty nice saves in this game, without a doubt, not saying that, but this was a goal where he gave up the juiciest rebound, and if we were actually facing a competent offensive team, they probably would have been able to bury a few more goals than just one by the Ducks. But Smith gave up the juiciest rebound, and no one went after the puck as well. We could blame the defense for this as well. Bouchard tied up his man in front of the net instead of going after the big juicy rebound that was given up and right under the stick of Aston-Reese, who threw his 3rd goal of the season to the back of the net. Smith needs to handle that rebound a little bit better, and he looked like he wasn't prepared to handle that rebound either, or prepare for the second shot by Zach Aston-Reese. And then Brett Kulak got his 4th goal of the season a little bit later on in the third period. It was a beautiful goal by Kulak as well. He was able to squeak it right through Gibson. And then that hot bitch, Leon Draisaitl, scored his 50th goal of the season by a beautiful pass by Kulak. I mean, this was a crisp pass, ladies and gentlemen. He was up at the top left of the point and sent it all the way across the ice over to Leon Draisaitl for a beautiful one-time pass. And this puck it was just like butter, just fucking sliding across the ice right into the hand to Draisaitl, and he just bolted it right into the back of the net. I mean, this goal was magnificent. It was a beautiful shot by Draisaitl, and not just that, a beautiful pass by Brett Kulak, which just ended off an amazing night for Kulak as well. So let's just get into Kulak. Since we've been talking about it a ton, let's get into the reason why I've been loving him so much and why I was such a big fan of his game entirely. First of all, the guy knows where to put his stick. He's not a guy that's going to hit. He had 0 hits throughout the entire night, and this is why hits really don't matter when you play defense. If you're a forward, yeah, hitting is okay because you're on the forecheck. Sometimes you need to lay a hit. But when you're playing defense, it really doesn't matter if you hit or not. Because when I was playing non-hitting hockey, of course, I was in the lower tier hockey. But using your stick is one of the most useful things. Sometimes, yeah, you can grab the body or whatever. But Kulak plays a very smart defensive way. He cuts people off in the boards. He always goes for the puck. And that is the way you should be playing defense. Instead of laying the guy out for a cool hit, it's not going to affect anything defensively. You might just be giving up an opportunity by hitting a player. With Kulak, he puts his stick in the right spot every single time. He had to defend off 2 guys, and he was still able to get the handle of the puck and send it over to Barry. And that is just amazing defensive work by Brett Kulak, and what we need out of a top 6 defenseman who could play really well with the puck, and not just that, play really well defensively, and know where to put his stick. That is a big thing, because we've had a lot of defensemen like Chris Russell who just block shots and hits. With Kulak, he plays with his stick a lot. He knows where to put it. He finds the right time to dash and step up and take that puck away from a certain player. And that's why I'm a real big fan of Kulak. And he's even making Barry look amazing over these past few games as well. And that's another big thing to note, and how well he's making Barry look out there as well. And I think that's a big thing to note. So let's finish it off with the rest of the defense. Nurse and Cece, they actually got a little bit less minutes because of the fact that we were facing up against kind of a tough, like a lesser, competition team. But still, Nurse and Cece have been declining in their stats over the past few games, and it's understandable. They've been facing the higher competition. They've been facing some really tough players over the last few games and haven't been dealing with it very well. That's why Bouchard and Keith got bulk of the minutes tonight. And also, Keith and Bouchard didn't do that bad. Keith, I was not very happy with the way that he played, but Bouchard had a pretty good game as well. They did give up that goals against, but Bouchard was generating a decent amount of offense and didn't look terrible throughout the night as well. And then moving on to the forward core, so let's get into that. So for the top line, Kane, McDavid, and Puljujärvi, they just continue to dominate. I mean, this line is just absolutely amazing without a doubt. One of my favorite lines. They just continue to generate a lot of offense, continue to play very well defensively. They are just an amazing line. Kane's really working really well at McDavid, and you can see Kane just continue to, grow and grow as the year goes on. He's starting to get that speed. He's starting to look really good. He's starting to gain that stride, and I've been liking Kane over the past few games. I'm just liking that entire line overall. I'm in Draisaitl and Yamamoto. They haven't been our best defensive line in the world, but they've been generating so much offense. And I mean, Draisaitl was all over the place trying to get that 50th goal of the season. He was really wanting to get it, and he finally got it tonight. Brassard, Nuge, and Kassian, I've not been an amazing fan of, mostly Kassian because he just does dick all out there, but just hover around. Brassard as well hasn't been doing a whole lot, but that's what I was kind of expecting out of Brassard. Sorry, hitting the mic. But Brassard wasn't supposed to be an amazing pickup. Kulak was our biggest pickup, of course, but Brassard simply, he does pretty well defensively. He's not great on the forecheck. He doesn't generate a whole lot of offense. And I think we need, better winger. I would like to either see maybe Benson or some kind of goal scorer along that line. But Foegele, McLeod, and Ryan is where it's at, because that line has been really good as well. They put Archibald, which I don't know why the heck they put Archibald alongside of them, because Archibald is just so damn bad, because all he does is hit, and he just does that. That's all Archibald does, is fucking hit, and he's just completely useless. So honestly, I do like Ryan in instead of Archibald, just because that line looks 100% better with Ryan there alongside of McLeod and Foegele. And they actually got a bit more minutes tonight because of the fact that they were also playing really well as well throughout the night. And honestly, the minutes was really nice because McDavid only played 15 minutes of ice time throughout this entire game. We actually seen basically an even number. The only highest minute played player was Zach Hyman, who had 17 minutes throughout the game, and that's mostly because, we were whooping ass. Every other line's playing really good, so you don't need to play your top guy as much, which I really like that as well. With Tippett, we would be playing McDavid, 20 minutes a night, so with this, we're not overplaying McDavid, and honestly, we're seeing better results from us not overplaying our players. Like, McDavid is not being overplayed, Nurse is not being overplayed, and we're seeing better, outcomes from those players as well, and is the reason why Jake Woodcroft is just a beautiful fit for the Edmonton Oilers. And then otherwise, Mike Smith had a bit of a rough game as well. He made some big saves. That one goal was kind of a flop, but honestly, Mike Smith didn't have a terrible game. He made some pretty big saves. We'll have to see how well we do on Tuesday against the San Jose Sharks. But for now, guys, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. And also, Stuart Skinner was the backup. I don't think he's going to get any starts. Probably Mike Smith will start on Tuesday against the Sharks as well. But I'm going to end the video here. I'm going to stop babbling on. It was an amazing game. Cannot wait to watch the Sharks game. I will be live for that game as well at 7:30 p.m. PST. So make sure to come and tune into that game, as it should be a fun live stream. But for now, guys, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching, boys, and I will see you guys all later. Peace out and adios, amigos.